cat butt shot right there. What are you guys doing? Anybody want to say anything?
They're a pretty quiet bunch.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of
Not a lot
screamers right now.
Okay. That's alright. Quite alright. Just get some ASMR. Sniffs. It's just so awesome. He's just like laying right on it. Oh my god.
And you're gonna bite Rufus. Okay.
This is incredible. Welcome back to My Cat Calling, the podcast for cat people by cat people. I'm Krista Moy, and this is the inspo behind the song Dysentery Gary, Prince Gary. We've got a great episode for you today with special guest Gwendolyn of Tailtown Cats joining us later today. Now it's time for our mood check. How you feeling today, Prince Gary? He's got his emotional support banana. Next up, we have our show and tell segment. This week, I have some really cool artwork that I got from the Tailtown Cat Lady experience. It's a tiled artwork of a Siamese cat sitting on a really cool chair. A cat treasures collector donated a bunch of her stuff to be sold and to raise money for the rescue after she passed away. So they hosted this event where they're selling off a lot of these really great items, everything from trinkets to artwork to books, random things. All of them are cat themed, really fun, like vintage kind of inspired items. And you can even get your picture taken amongst all the amazing cat stuff with a fun little Polaroid. You can follow their Instagram to see when they are doing another event for the Cat Lady experience. Now let's check in on our cat thread. This week in the cat thread is a hilarious video of a cat and their fan. Take a look. The best part of that video is the drool that's collected at the bottom of the fan. Evidence of many a lick. Now it's time for the Muse Room. Let's go see what's on the Prince Gary cam from last night. That cam footage was like 90% nostril. All right, we're gonna take a short break and we'll be back. Welcome back, Pawdience. I am here with a very special guest. She is the executive director at Tailtown and has a very extensive history with cats. Please welcome Gwendolyn.
Hi.
And the menagerie of cats that we have here.
Thanks for having me. This is gonna be fun.
This is really exciting. I've been looking forward to this all week. Just being able to hang out with all of these cats. I was recommended Tailtown from Ash.
Yeah.
Who is a volunteer here,
yeah.
I believe.
Yeah. She's a good one. She's a good one.
She's great. She's really great. So tell me about Tailtown, like what makes this place really special for you?
Mm-hmm. We're founded by Carol Warren and her daughter. So it was kind of a family operation during COVID.
Okay.
So it was started as a family operation or a mother-daughter project during COVID. And I came on as sort of the cat curator through Kitten Rescue Los Angeles, who is our partner rescue.
Okay.
So they provide all the cats, aka the merchandise. I was a volunteer for them. I still am, but I was volunteering for them for about 10 years before I started here. And I just helped Carol bring on volunteers and more cats, bump up the volume and give her the support she needed to run the place. And then we decided, let's turn it into a nonprofit because it was the only way to really grow organically for an operation like this. And we got our nonprofit status last March.
Oh, okay.
So we've been a nonprofit for almost 2 years now. What I really love about Tailtown, what kind of sets us apart, I like to say we're the disruptor of cat cafes.
Yeah.
Because we're a little weird.
Okay.
And
why do you say that?
Because we do things how we like the events we do things that we would want to go and do. We're not like pink and fluffy, and okay, we do throw some cat puns in, but we're not like the perfect little cutesy pie, you know. We're not trying to be cutesy. Rescue's kind of gritty anyway, and a lot of us are coming from a rescue background, but we're all very into art. We're a little edgy, so we wanted a place that was fun for us to be at and didn't feel performative and felt genuine to who we were as individuals. And a lot of us are talking about third spaces these days, looking for somewhere to be that's not home and work and is not based around like being at a bar or or a church.
I know, I'm waiting for this to like just go toppling.
You know, we do a lot of events. We do, of course, like we do the yoga and the Pilates, like a lot of places too. But I come from an art background, so I wanted one of the first things before we were ever a nonprofit, I brought the art stuff in. I was like, hey, these sip and paint things are kind of cool. What if we do painting with cats? Let's see how much chaos that causes. And it's been a huge hit, and we've just started doing more and more, and we're doing more mediums, and we're doing art shows. And those are a really fun way for our local community to get involved and do things they love with cats. But so we do offer, we have a very large space, so having kind of it as an event space is really advantageous for us. But as far as the cats go, we are very focused on health and well-being and behavior. We are, as far as I have found, I've been to cat cafes all over the world and the country. Every time I travel, I have to find all the cat cafes.
The ones in Japan are exquisite.
I have not. I've been to ones in Sweden.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't been to any in Sweden.
But
how are they there?
They're nice, but it is very much like you're going in for an espresso. You're going in. It's a cafe
that happens to have cats. Whereas this feels like
they were adoptable, but it's a much different culture for rescue and adoption.
Yeah, like maybe over 50% of the clientele are not going there to adopt
absolutely.
A cat.
Like
they just
maybe 5% are going to adopt. Yeah. Gosh, I say we're into behavior and the cats are just fighting each other over drugs. Like, we put a huge emphasis on diet, getting cats off of dry food, which is not species appropriate, focusing on behavior and interaction, and keeping a balance of personalities in a very, very high population. Keeping them healthy in a high population is a big deal. But we're like I was saying, the only place so far that I found that lets you do this. You can't go to cat cafes and pick up cats.
Really?
But you can here. And I think that, I'm not trying to mess with Marcel. He's mad at me now. But my point is that it really adds something to their socialization. Being handled in that way. And not every cat is, super comfortable with it. And we do point out ones that are like, don't try to pick up that one. But it really does help them get used to being handled, and it makes the adoption and the integration process into someone's household so much smoother because they're used to that. I hear stories of people coming in to adopt, and they're like, I was at that other place and I wanted to adopt this cat. And she's like, I already put in my application. I already did my home check and was approved, but I just wanted to make sure that I could hold them and that they were comfortable being held, because that was really important to me. And they said, no, you can watch us pick up the cat. And she's like, but I want to feel how the cat feels and make sure the cat likes me. And they're like, well, that'll come with time, which is, you do have to build a relationship, but it's a liability issue that they're saying. But every place you go to makes you sign a waiver anyway.
Right. Like, I would think that, you just have like a piece of paperwork that's like, I'm picking up this cat on my own free will. Whatever happens is not the fault of, and it's
the cat can scratch you or bite you regardless of you picking it up or not. They get excited with playtime. They get excited with catnip. We're not throwing catnip all over the place all day long, but they can get scared or spooked regardless of what's happening. But and we've have people tell us that they've been to cat cafes all over, and they're like, your cats are the friendliest. They're like, your cats are just
because they've been handled.
Because we're handling them, and the guests are handling them. And if people seem nervous or inexperienced, we'll redirect them from to a cat, a kitten or somebody who really likes to be picked up, or just don't do it. If you're not comfortable, don't do it.
Right.
But if people want to, it does, it does reflect on their interaction with humans, and it does make them more ready to interact. So
Yeah.
we think that's super important.
I've never really considered that as a contingent for somebody wanting to adopt, but that makes total sense. Because when I adopted my cat, I just went to like this huge expo and they let me take him into like a holding area.
Yeah.
And, I signed something like, the waiver and all that, but I was in there like over half an hour with him, just holding him. And like, I wouldn't have had that experience and like wanted to adopt him so badly if I didn't, have the holding area to really just like bond with him.
Yeah.
So,
and that's such a foreign experience for a cat because they're so bonded to their territory.
Yeah.
That like putting them in a strange environment is super, super stressful, and not then saying, oh, you're not allowed to, like, you can pet them. Some places are like, don't even wake them up. And I'm like, they sleep 22 hours a day. So when people come in and they're like, oh, I'm here to meet Gino, but he's sleeping, I don't want to wait. And I'm like, wake him up. Let's, I'm like, he's here to meet people. Like, he's here to find a home.
Yeah.
Don't look over him just because he's snoozing. He can snooze the other, 23 and a half hours out of the day.
Exactly. Yeah, are there cat cafes where you're not allowed to touch them at all? There are, right? Or
I think probably the ones that aren't focused on adoption, that the cats are.
Ooh, we got a little scuffle.
Come on, lady.
There's a scuffle.
I think there's definitely the places that aren't focused on adoption where the cats are just residents that live there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like bookshop cats, and there's like a cat at a video store that near our place.
Yeah.
Video techie, the shop cat Jules, they're like, don't touch Jules.
Yeah.
So
but that cat's not up for
no,
adoption.
exactly.
Yeah,
so I think it depends on if the cats are there to get adopted, I'm sure you're allowed to pet them, but there's definitely places where they're like, don't wake them up.
Yeah.
And if somebody knows of a place that lets you pick up cats, let me know because I want to talk to them.
Yeah, let us know.
We have a child limit too. Like, we're 6 and up, and that's based on like liability insurance and childhood development. And it's a lot easier on these guys to not have to, also be around super small kids.
It's really tough on cats to be around like the excitement that just can't be contained. Like, there's just no way to teach a toddler.
It's totally fair. We all feel that, but as you grow up, you learn how to compartmentalize.
Yes. You have to rein it in.
It's the raw energy.
Yes, you have to rein it in and be respectful of the creature that is so delightful, and just not express that onto them. You mentioned you had a time in Hawaii. You rescued cats in Hawaii?
Yeah. So I was born in Los Angeles, but my family moved out to Hawaii when I was a kid. And then it's what do they call it? Being poor in paradise.
Yeah.
So we moved out there when I was little, and by the time I started going to undergrad, my mom went back to school and started studying animal science, and then got a job at the Humane Society.
Okay.
And we were always sort of a menagerie household. We were kind of the bird people when I was really little. Like, people would bring us injured birds all the time, and we had like birds. This is totally not normal, but we had like birds flying around our house when I was little. Like, and it was just like whatever. We had cats and dogs and turtles, and we had a ferret at one point.
Yeah.
So we were always like kind of the Dr. Dolittle sort of bizarre.
So you had
family.
Cats and birds?
We had a cat when I was very small, but she was like, she wanted nothing to do with us as children. And she was a tortie, and she was like, as an adult, I'm like still trying to figure out like what was Rags's deal.
Yeah.
But when I got into college, my mom went back to school, and she was in animal science, and then she was a veterinary technician for the Humane Society, and she would bring home hospice dogs and bottle baby kittens, because those were the things that would get euthanized at the end of the day.
Oh, and bottle baby kittens would get euthanized?
Because there's no overnight staff to feed them. Oh. So they would come in as orphans.
Yeah.
And
that's so sad.
So I just kind of learned how to bottle feed kittens on the fly, and I would take them to school with me. So I would be in the back of like my college classes, like pulling little kittens out and bottle feeding, and they're like,
Sneaking them in.
well, someone's doing a lecture, and it was a great way to get them adopted too, because they're like, oh my god, they're adorable.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of TNR, trap neuter release when I was in Hawaii. I knew like kind of the basics. There was a big colony on my college campus, and then I moved back out to LA for grad school. And it just sort of like every time we'd move, I'd be like, oh, there's these cats. I have to fix them now. They're my neighbor's cats or the cats in my backyard. And I would find a litter of kittens, and then I would be trapping and fixing the parents. And I did some bottle baby fostering for the city shelters, but it was sort of a gamble where you're cut off when you return them to the shelter, when they're weaned and ready to get adopted, ready to get fixed. So you cut ties. You don't know if they get adopted. You don't know if they get euthanized.
Yeah.
And they didn't give you really great medical support, where I would come in and I'd be like, I know exactly what's wrong with this kitten. I know exactly what parasite it is, and I just need XYZ medication. And they're like, well, the vet will look at it, but if you leave it here, we'll probably just euthanize them.
Wow.
So I was done with city shelter, and friend Meow put me on to kitten rescue, and I started doing, they have a community foster program where people who find cats on the street or their backyards, and they just want to foster once, and they'll help you get medical support, spay neuter appointments, and then get that cat listed on their website for adoption and go to adoption events. And now it's like grown into such a huge organization and huge program that like they now work with Tailtown, they now work with Cat Cafe Lounge and Crumbs and Whiskers. So there's a huge adoption network that you can join now. But it was kind of the gateway for me, where I was like, here's the cat. And then they're like, would you like to take cats? And I was like, I would love to take cats.
I mean, who wouldn't? Yeah.
And so that was my origin story. But yeah, so my parents are still in Hawaii. My mom is now working for a high volume spay neuter clinic out there called Good Karma. They're amazing. They still have they're just down to dogs and cats now. There used to be parrots and chickens and ducks and all sorts of other animals involved, but they're just down to the dogs and cats. But occasionally, in dire straits, they have sent me kittens to find homes or situations out here. And Kitten Rescue lets me take them on as a community foster still, that even if they're out of state. I don't do it much now, but when things were a little more quiet. And so, but I did end up keeping the last. I think my mom stopped because she's worried that I'm just going to keep them.
She's like, you're just hoarding them now.
Like, but that is how I did keep the last one. So I'm like, no room at the inn right now.
Right. So Hawaii versus LA, as far as like cat rescues, she's sending them here because is it a better kind of system here that they have, like more funding, or what would you say the difference is?
Hawaii is very rural.
Yeah.
It is really backwards as far as cat rescue, how people interact with animals, what they think of animals. When I was in college, they were very, very close to re-legalizing dog fighting. Everywhere you go, people it's not legal now, but there's like roosters tied up everywhere because everybody does cockfighting, or they send animals to the Philippines for fighting. Yeah. So it's really backwards as far as animal welfare and funding. And I mean, they just Hawaii just made it illegal to feed feral cats.
Really?
And it just seems
how do you make that illegal?
It just, like, you're feeding on county. If you're feeding on county property, then they can arrest you or they can fine you or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, it feels like one step forward, two steps back.
Yeah.
And funding is always hard for spaying and neutering and medical, and there's not enough vets, just like there aren't here. So we're seeing a vet shortage. We're seeing overpopulation crisis there on a major scale because there's no natural predators and there's no seasons. So it's temperate all year long. Cats are having kittens all year long, and
there's not a big push to trap neuter return.
Yeah. So it's sad, but there are people doing amazing work out there.
Yeah.
and there's just not a lot of adopters. There's such a small population of people. Your adoption pool is tiny, so a lot of organizations are trying to make connections to fly animals out here for adoption. A lot of I think out of Maui and Oahu fly a lot of cats to Oregon and Washington. So Good Karma was sending me a couple. I did a litter of kittens, and then this little guy Bebop who had a crazy rectal prolapse. Oh, no. And they had fixed it, and they're like, he's fine, but he's such a special little kitten. We want to make sure he gets a good home. And they're not really set up for adoptions. The clinic my mom works for, it's not their mission. And so she's like, can we send you this kitten? And the week he arrived was the week that I had a hospice cat for a long time. Fantastic Mr. Fox. It was the week that he was like on his way out. Mm-hmm. And then like the month before Bebop arrived from Hawaii, one of my first bottle babies, I had two that I brought with me from Hawaii, Trixie and Pandemonium. Trixie had just been diagnosed with renal failure. Mm-hmm. And so here comes Bebop, and he's just the weirdest little cat. He is like the biggest personality, and he, like, when he was a baby, he looked like a possum, like, and,
oh my god.
And he had this like prolapse issue, and then so they flew him over, and I went and picked him up, and they're like, he's fine, he's fixed, he's ready to go, yay! And 2 days later, his butt fell out again.
Oh no!
So he had to have major reconstruction surgery, and they basically stapled his rectum to the sides of his abdominal wall. So
that was probably a cone life for a long time with that.
He was actually pretty good. He was high on buprenorphine, so he didn't need a cone.
He's like, I can't even lift.
He had like a stitch all the way up, like just like a little zipper thing.
Oh, no.
So he came at a time where we were like losing, kind of our core. Trixie was very much like my soul cat. Yeah. And so that was super hard and she ruled the house. Like, she was in charge. Like, it totally threw everybody off for a long time. Like, everyone was like, who's in charge? Are you in charge? I'm in charge. And they're like,
alpha's
no.
Gone.
Yeah, everyone like kind of duked it out for a while. We still have her, like, they weren't siblings, but they grew up together. Pandemonium still with us, and she's 18 and a half.
Wow. That's the same age as my cat, Prince Gary. He's a little over 18 and a half.
Yeah.
He's going to be 19 in March. Wow. Pretty up there.
That's awesome. But yeah, so I was like, Bebop's my grief baby. I can't give him up.
Yeah. Oh, Bebop's a trooper.
He's ridiculous. He's got his own Instagram.
Does he? Yeah. I'm gonna have to follow. Yeah, go follow. What's Bebop's Instagram
handle? Alohabeebop.
Alohabeebop. Follow Bebop. How many cats do you have here at Tailtown?
At Tailtown, right now we have 36.
Okay.
We have anywhere from at a time 30 to 40.
Oh wow! There's some in cages or in the
yeah, we have some welcome enclosures for the new cats to come in and integrate, and then when they tell us they're ready, then they start open door policy where they can go in and out as they please.
Okay.
And then once they're out, they're out. Everybody's pretty much free roaming. We have a couple naughties that we have to kind of cycle that don't get along, but for the most part, everybody's out, and that's the goal.
So your goal is to socialize them so that they're all okay with each other and not really like.
I mean, we do, like I was talking about curating before. We do curate a little bit where we kind of have to know that they're at least okay with other cats before they get here. Okay. If not, we try and get that, like, they should be young and probably okay. Like, okay, they were a kitten recently, so they had to be okay with a mom or a litter mate. But if we know that they're bad with cats, then this is just not the place for them, because it would be so stressful to be around 39 other cats. So what's the age
range then?
The youngest we do is 4 months. We don't do a ton of little guys. They just get sick too easily. It's like kindergarten and everyone's licking doorknobs.
Yeah.
But so we've got a couple 6-month-olds. They've kind of aged up a little bit, and the oldest we've ever done is 8. Right now the oldest we have is like 4 or 6.
Okay. Is there a reason for that?
It's just energy level. For older cats, unless they're totally like bomb proof and willing to be around a room full of kindergartners, meaning cats, kittens, we just don't come across a lot of older cats that want to be here.
Yeah.
It's like dropping grandpa off at Chuck E. Cheese.
Right. It's just like, you all are too much. I'm going in the corner.
Exactly.
Don't bother me.
Got my Reader's Digest.
Yep. That's definitely my cat. He's a cranky old man that's like,
Oh yeah.
I'm a single cat. I'm not trying to be around all of you. Like when I rescued him, he was in a like little carrier by himself. He was not out with the group. So
I can relate. That would be me as a cat for sure.
Exactly. It's a lot of energy. It's definitely a lot.
Yeah.
But so fun.
That when we're placing them as well is like we're always trying to place them, especially the young guys, in pairs. Even if they're not bonded, is like the young ones, they need a companion. And they're here because they are kind of high energy and they can put up with that sort of NASCAR vibe that we've got going on, especially right now. Everyone was running around chasing one single toy.
Right.
But we're looking at adopters who are open to a pair. Because we just don't have a lot of singles. And so if you're looking for a single cat, we'll try and match make with you and reach out to our community of fosters and find the right pair. But we just, because they're not really happy here, we don't have a lot of single cats.
Yeah.
Or solo cats, I should say.
Yeah, solo cats,
Yeah.
So what is the process like to curate this group of cats that you have cycling in and out?
So we have, our group now, and I'll look at kind of what we're missing or who gets adopted out. Like right now, we've got a couple like sort of former tomcats. You can't do too many of those because if there's too many boys, then, or I should say former toms where like they have a history of maybe they sprayed when they were out and about unneutered.
Yeah.
So I don't want to trigger a behavior of competition. Fiskers.
Stimulated.
Come on.
That was awesome.
Former moms tend to be really sassy, so we can only have one or two former moms at a time. Kittens, you can kind of go up to about 8 before they all start like, typhoid marrying everybody. But yeah, we have about 6 or 8 kittens at a time. And then having a good sort of core base of just like sort of teens that they could be energetic, they could be chill. That's always nice, is like 1 to 2 year olds that are sort of mixy matchy, that are like they could be good with a cat, they don't have to. Maybe a couple older ones and a couple shy ones thrown in there too, because the shy ones are kind of the glue that hold everybody together. They're not going to fight with anyone. They're real good with the new kitties that come in. They're not going to bully anybody.
Okay, so it's like kind of personality, also like background,
energy level,
age.
Yeah.
Those are all kind of the factors and how, what exists currently, and then like what would be an okay addition.
Yeah. So the last sort of intake we took was a bunch of young-ish girls. We've got like a really male heavy population right now. And our teen boys from last, the beginning of the year, kind of aging up into teen or men. They're man cats now. So we're like, we need some girl energy, just some sort of. So we took like 4 6 to 8 month old girls.
Okay.
So we're just trying to rebalance, and then if it seems like, okay, we need a couple little goofy boys back in, then that'll be our next sort of. And then we try not to have like too many bonded pairs, because then it's just, it makes the adoption process harder. It's always good to have some, because people will come in looking for that, or they're looking for 2, and a bonded pair is an really easy match.
But not everybody wants to adopt a pair.
Right.
It is.
Or it is someone. The thing we get the most is people who have adopted a single kitten from a city shelter, or they find one, and then they find a kitten and they raise it, and then they get to about this age, and then they're like, oh my God, they're driving us crazy. They're biting our hands. They're waking us up at night. They're getting into everything, and they're come looking for a buddy.
Yeah.
So that's why, we're always adopting kittens in pairs, is because we know that they're going to develop single kitten syndrome as they grow up, and that's really hard to change.
And
it's
risky,
it's hardwired.
Yeah, it's risky to bring in a cat that's kind of. Yeah, so it is tricky when you have like a rescue cat and then you try to introduce a cat that's like completely unfamiliar, and they don't always mesh well.
Right. Yeah, we do spend a lot of time matchmaking with potential adopters. People come in, They tell us what they have, and then kind of what they think. You know, they'll be like, well, I really want a girl. I really don't want to, like, I already have a tabby, so I don't want another tabby, you know, so they'll kind of give us that sort of setup. We're always kind of like pushing back a little bit on like people come in with like a 12, they're like, I've got a 12-year-old or an 18-year-old cat.
18-year-old
And
cat,
my vet told me to get a kitten as little as possible.
Wow.
It'd be better. And they're like, oh, he's 6 months and he's already fixed. That's too old. And we're like, guarantee your 18-year-old cat does not want a baby.
Yeah, like a tiny new
well, that's
kitten.
what my vet said,
So
because
much
otherwise
energy.
my cat would be angry. I'm like, your cat will be angry with a baby. So with an older cat, we're like, you should really get a pair of kittens. If you're going for kittens, get a pair of kittens, because they will burn the energy off on each other. They will teach each other not to bite. They will not be tearing your curtains down in the middle of the night. And they will leave your cat alone because they will have each other to play with. They will be getting that fulfillment. If your cat wants to interact, they can, but they won't feel pressured to, because they don't feel like they're babysitting all the time.
Right.
And that's so important. You know, it's an overwhelming thing to hear, especially when you're like, no, I just want a little,
and it's so tempting to adopt like a little cute, tiny, fuzzy, like, you know, the idea is there that, oh, they're so adorable, but the reality of it, they're a lot of work when they're
little
that
gremlins.
cute.
Yeah.
They're very gremlin-like.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite cat that you have a favorite cat here, and then like of the cats that you've had in your life?
Well, Grizzly Bear is my son here. He is technically up for adoption. I don't know where he's probably in the lobby. He's usually in the lobby. He's our office manager, but I've been told he is up for adoption.
Okay.
Despite how I may
what's
kick
in
and
your
scream.
heart?
Someone will come in. They're like, "I'm here." We've had a couple bears. So we have little bear. We had a gummy bear. And people will be like, I'm here to meet Grizzly Bear. I'll be like, oh, he's here, and they're like, no, that's not him. Oh, sorry, I meant blah blah bear. And I was like, oh, thank God. Here, let me go show you. But I'm like, I don't know. If it's the right person, I'm totally open to.
You'll let go.
I will need visitation rights.
Of course.
That's in his contract.
Of course. You'll need updates, photos.
Yeah, I may like stand outside their home in the rain at night and crying, but they'll expect that. Miss Yvonne, she's not here right now. She's recovering from some medical stuff, but she's kind of our matriarch, our mascot. Misty and Heather. I
love these names.
They're like these little sisters. One of them is kind of sassy, and the other's really sweet. And they're just, I later in life, this has become like my cat type. Grizzly Bear is not my type. I love him. He's super, super cute, and he's got like big eyes, and he's a tabby and white.
Soulmates are not always your type.
That's true. But like Bebop is my type. And so now whenever I see a cat with my Bebop's coloring, where it's like a van where they're white with a little hat and the colored tail.
The bangs.
Yeah, the bangs. We just call them Bebops now. Like the breed to like our circle is like they're Bebop.
A Bebop.
So Misty and Heather are Bebops. So Misty's got totally, you said bangs? She looks like she cut her own bangs. She's got tabby.
This is like a cat that I feel like I've discovered that I didn't know that it's like a thing to have.
Little toupee. Bebop has a little alfalfa toupee where he's got a part and he's got his little hair brushed.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But Misty and Heather, I love them, and I want them to find someone who loves them because they're so perfect, but like they can be a little sassy.
Yeah.
Misty, but she'll like jump on your back and like she's like, give me a little ride. They get bullied here. So it's hard to show them because they're always like on edge now. But if we like close off their little space and play with them, they're like, they love people. And so they're kind of my favorites.
Who's this guy?
That's Flicker.
Flicker?
Yeah.
Is Flicker choosing me, or am I just? I think I'm just covered in.
I mean, he does choose like every person that comes here. Okay. I've heard that he chose people all weekend long. It's kind of funny. Everyone, like whenever a cat sits on someone. No offense. For that, no offense.
He's a little bit of a.
You got to stay humble.
He's a fuckboy. Sorry, it's not you at all. It's just his personality. I'm like, oh. Wow.
But it's so cute because it's like everyone that comes in is like, oh my God, this cat chose me. I'm like, oh yeah, it looks
You're
like they
wow.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
you're
tell
so
people
special.
like, yeah, wow, he never sits in anyone's lap. You should adopt him. You need to take him home with you.
I was like about to, Gwendolyn.
I think your cat would love a baby kitten.
Yeah, for sure.
Gary called me and said,
Gary was like, you know what? Life is just a little too lonely and mundane for me.
we gotta
a little
shake this
too
shit
relaxed.
up.
He would be so mad. Oh my God.
Benjamin Button this.
Today. Yeah, I came home today. He'd be like, I'm fucking leaving. I'm out of here.
He's got the little pole with a little knapsack bandana on the end.
Find another cat lady to feed me and let me lay on the bed undisturbed. So what's the craziest cat like shelter? Do you name the cats here yourself?
Some of them.
Or do they come with the names?
They usually come with the names from the fosters. I mean, they always come with a name.
Yeah.
They don't come as like untitled. In Hawaii, no name is like a very common name.
No name.
It's no name.
Oh, okay. I was like,
oh, it's no name. But it sounds cute, right?
No name.
We have been known to rebrand or rename cats, especially if they come in with like the most common name, and we usually will be like, oh my God, we've got 5 Lilies, or if I have to hear of another cat named Lily or Oreo.
Oreo is like, yeah, like the craziest name, like the most where you just like burst out laughing.
We had to rename a cat that was came in as Lucifer.
Lucifer. That's pretty good.
And Carol renamed him Morningstar.
Oh,
just like subtle. Still got this, so it's still there.
Still there.
Yeah, but you don't. I was confused. I didn't grow up religious, so it went over my head at first until it was explained to me. I was like, isn't that a vegetarian meat company?
It is.
You're like, why are you naming him a patty? Breakfast sausages. Yeah. No, it's not named after vegan meat.
It's like Lucifer turned into a star, right?
Or that was his angel name, and
that's what it was.
Lucifer was his fallen name.
Okay, so he used to be more.
Yeah, they can correct me in the comments.
Okay, yeah. If you know the story of this, let us know. We're not clear on it, but it's a pretty funny. It's a clever name.
One of our longest running residents was Art Vandelay, which is a Seinfeld reference.
Yeah. Almost got it.
Almost.
That was.
And I was so thrilled that we adore the adopters, and they still stay in touch, and they kept his name, and I was so happy about that because I named Art Vandelay.
Art Vandelay is a good name.
And it's so distinguished. And he was like a big polar bear. He was 8 years old, and he was like this giant polar bear of a cat. Yeah. And it fit him, So it's kind of sad when people like will rename a cat where you're just like, that was their name.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, her name is Muffin now. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Fluffy. Mr. Fluffkins.
But I also have a reputation for like really sort of bizarre names, so I can't take it too personally. Yeah. Like I had litters of kittens that were all named after pagan holidays, and they're like, yeah, we're not keeping Lammas and Lunasta and Ostara, and I'm like, that's okay,
it's fine.
Yeah, just not Oreo or Luna.
Yeah, Gary's name was Boo Boo when I adopted him, and I was like, oh hell no. He didn't respond to it. First of all, who would? So I was like, I am definitely not keeping this name.
That's hilarious because we had a kitten here named Jessie's Girl, and
the full name was Jessie's Girl,
yeah.
Wow.
And her brother was Rick Springfield, and but her like foster baby name was like Boo Boo, and it was like really hard to just like, no. When people would apply for, they're like, we're looking at Boo Boo, and they're like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like on the like the back end application, and we're like, oh, it's Jesse's Girl. Yeah. Don't introduce her as Boo Boo. It's Jesse's Girl.
Jesse's Girl is way better of a name.
I love it. But when we're talking about like rebranding, is like, it also makes them unique and stand out. So it's like, I love it when like people name their cats like Meatball Sub.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's awesome. It's, it's distinct. And had a kitty that we just renamed because her name just sounded a little harsh. Her name was Volpe, which is
Volpe.
Okay.
Which
is fox in Italian.
Okay.
Which is, it's like
Sure.
cute, like she's kind of foxy looking, but we renamed her Ambrosia because we're
Oh, cute.
like, it's softer, it's cute, it's
Yeah.
floral. It could also be a marshmallow salad.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just
I like that.
we're like thinking about adoptability here too.
Yeah,
So-
it helps sell the cat, I feel like.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to rebrand.
Yeah.
So what's a typical day here like at Tailtown for you?
Do you want the honest answer or the cleaning up pee?
Yeah. Scooping a lot of
Scooping litter, making
Yeah.
sure that everybody's all bright and sparkly and looking good. Feeding, kind of beating away the horde as they try and steal each other's food.
Yeah. Are they all like out at night together? Okay.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
not like locked. They don't
Yeah.
go into any.
No, nobody's, like I said, there's just a couple that might get closed up for timeouts or whatever, if
Yeah.
there's someone who's behaviorally not getting along, or like if somebody's sick, then they're kind of, but otherwise they're all out. But
Jealousy. Oh, bless you.
too much catnip.
God bless you.
So typical day is coming in, feeding the crew, cleaning them up, making the place look nice and sparkly clean for guests. For me, it's, talking to adopters. It could be doing stuff like this, talking to the general public, running events, planning events, raising money, keeping the kitties fed. I do medical too, so if anyone's due for boosters on their way out the door, or if something happens here, I've always got my eye on them. Getting ready for art shows, teaching classes, taking photos.
Any events coming up?
We do have a monthly membership program.
Okay.
So you can get a membership. You can get into events, all of our events for free.
Okay.
You also get invited to private movie nights. We've got yoga this weekend. We have a watercolor class next week. And then we've got our Cat Lady experience coming up, where we're going to have a lobby installation filled with vintage cat paraphernalia. It's not really cat stuff. It's cat themed stuff. It's cat lady stuff.
Very cat lady stuff.
Yeah.
I got a peek.
Yeah. So it's going to be really, really cool. It's going to be like a cat lady's living room. So you can kind of come in and immerse yourself, become the cat lady you've always known you were deep down.
It's in there.
Yeah. Get your photo taken, hold some tiny kittens, adopt some tiny kittens if you want some. Gary doesn't want tiny kittens. No. But
definitely not two. Which I know that's your plan.
That's my plan.
You're like, oh yeah, I'll be on the podcast. I'm gonna get her to adopt 2 kittens.
Flicker, and we're working on the second one.
I'll take Rufus with the bangs, with the jagged bangs. He cut himself.
He's got like a little emo.
Yeah, it's like an emo
swipe.
Emo bang. Hey, I already know what you're up to. I already know that I'm not special.
But our next big thing after the Cat Lady experience is our annual catnip court.
Ooh.
And because we are in Pasadena, Altadena, obviously the Rose Parade is a pretty big deal here. We are the city of roses. So every December, we actually become the city of catnip. And the public gets to vote on who will be the next coming year's catnip queen. And there's 6 finalists, and they all have speeches. And you can, in December, it'll go live. We'll launch it. You can read their speeches. You can read about the cat. It's really to focus on kitties who've been here for a long time for no good reason.
Wait, so the catnip queens are cats?
They are
cats.
People?
Okay.
They are cats.
I was like, are they people? I was like, can I be a catnip queen?
You could come meet the catnip princesses and then vote on who you think should be the queen.
I will.
So we've done this 2 years in a row. And then after the public votes for who they want to be crowned as the next year's queen, she actually gets crowned by the Rose Court princesses
in the parade.
They don't do it during the parade, but they come here.
That's a lot of stimulation.
Yeah, no, they've got their own float.
Yeah.
I wish that's long-term planning for our organization. We do usually do the doodah parade, not with actual cats, but we dress like cats. Mm-hmm. That's a whole nother thing. Google doodah parade and you'll be excited. But the Rose Parade court comes in and does crown our princess to be a queen. Oh, and it's a ceremony, and it's
and that's here.
Yeah, and you can buy tickets and come to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna vote. I know what I'm gonna be doing for the Rose Parade. Here.
It's really wholesome and feel good kind
That's
of.
like what we need right now.
Yeah.
Like there's so much going on in the world. Like we
Seriously.
need more of this.
We need more cats wearing crowns.
Yes. Were you affected by the fires earlier this year?
Yeah, yeah. We're actually one major block away from how far it came down. So we're at Allen and Washington, and the next major block over is Altadena, and
Wow.
that's how far it came down on this side, down from Eaton Canyon.
Yeah.
So it started at like 7:15, 7:13, something like that in the evening on a Tuesday. And a volunteer called me as she was leaving, and she was like, I think there's a fire in the canyon. And I was, okay, I'm on my way. And I just ran out to my garage and grabbed every extra carrier I had, threw them in my car. I called people that I knew lived close, but not up here. And I'm like, can you meet me at Tailtown? We've got to get out.
Yeah.
Because I used to live in Pasadena. Like I was very close when we had the Bobcat fire, and driving over, I was passing the Pasadena Bridge, and you could already see it was like 7:25 maybe, and it had already engulfed the hillside.
Oh my god.
And I was just like started like hysterically crying because I'm like, it was already so huge. Like with those winds, it was already windy. And we got here and there was about 4 or 5 of us, and we just started popping cats and carriers as fast as we could. I think we had 32 cats at the time that we evacuated with, and we were out of here by 7:45.
And you found people to take them all?
Yeah, so we like we regrouped at my house and then split them up between, we had people who, foster parents that had brought their cats, so they had fosters to go home to, or they went home with volunteers. So we had a lot of great volunteers that took, a couple, like a pair of cats or one, as many as they could, back from my house. But by the time we were leaving, like we were like getting knocked over in the parking lot, like trying to get carriers out to cars because the winds were so strong. There was embers blowing. It was something out of a movie. It was really, really scary. And we were out of here for 2 weeks because of, this was kind of the cutoff line for loss of power.
And the water too.
Washington, the water was, we were using bottled water for a long time. We had to get in here with air filters and remediate before the cats could even come in. And then we basically lost a huge chunk of our community. So when we reopened free of charge, so people could just come and be with cats to just sort of decompress. And we had a donation hub in our lobby space, so anyone who had to evacuate or lost their home could come and get food and litter and dog toys and all that. I personally got involved with animal search and rescue, and we're still operating in Altadena, like basically tracking and trapping and reuniting pets with their owners who lost their homes. And we rescued dozens of cats from Altadena. Less now because anyone who's survived this long has moved into populated areas. So we're just operating on tips now of people moving back into their homes and, hey, there's a cat in my backyard. And, next door, like, does this cat belong to anyone? And like, sure enough, they do, and they've traveled like a mile or so down from where their home was standing. But I mean, it's just mind boggling. The loss is
the aftermath
going to be with us for a long time. Looking at other places that have been through something similar, it's going to be like 5 or 6 years before there's any sense of normalcy up there.
For sure.
And they're our neighbors. It's like, we're right on that border. So it was and will continue to be really, really hard on everybody.
Well, thank you for doing such great work to keep these
cats.
It was like that must have been such an intense day. I remember that that was when we had Ash and Jesse over. They came to stay at our house that night when they were evacuated, and Nadas came over. The dog at night.
I mean, we had to evacuate the next morning, and with all of our cats, it was a whole nother level of just like, how far is this going to come down? And we were sitting, Carol and I were like on the security cameras, like, is the power still on? Are we going to see the fire before it like takes out the power? Are we going to see the building burn, basically? Because we're like, when I left that night, I'm like, we're fucking toast. Like, and then sitting in a hotel watching the news and seeing there was a McDonald's on this intersection, and then like seeing the McDonald's on fire and then knowing the synagogue was gone already, I'm just like, there's no way. There's no way. And we just luck of the wind.
Very lucky. I'm so glad this place was chosen to be protected. Such a magical place this is.
Thank you.
I really have enjoyed my time here.
I
I will definitely be back for all of the fun events.
Yes, you're on the guest list. Just whenever you want to come.
Yeah. So where can people find you online if they want to come visit?
Our website is tailtowncats.com.
Okay.
And you can follow us on the socials. It's tailtown.cats. And we are open Thursday nights 5 to 8 and Friday through Sunday 11 to 5 and all sorts of after-hour events every week. Our address is 1780 East Washington Boulevard, and we're right on the border of Altadena and Pasadena.
And do you have the cats that are up for adoption posted online?
So on our website at tailtowncats.com, we've got a little carousel of photos and a little link to bios, but you can also find our cats through Kitten Rescue.
Okay.
And it's kittenrescue.org.
Okay.
For the applications. Yeah.
Well, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for being on the pod and sharing all of this awesome cat stuff with our audience.
This has been awesome.
Yeah. I'm so excited to come back and visit again. That wraps up our show for today. Thank you so much to our guest Gwendolyn for giving us an exclusive peek at the amazing cats of Tailtown. You can subscribe and stalk us at My Cat Calling and listen to us everywhere podcasts are heard. If you liked anything about the show today, even if it was just Prince Gary and his emotional support banana, go ahead and smack that subscribe button, leave us a comment, whatever you want to do to let us know you're listening. We love Meow.